Hi, and welcome back to Let's Play EG. Today, we're doing our violent run of Sector 7. Ooh, that was a little ominous. Anyway, so, just recapping the mission. We have to sneak aboard a Kamado ship and destroy the Phantom Hammer, so that they don't destroy the shield generator down here and blow up the entire Earth. And then get the Tora to try and talk him out of blowing up the entire Earth. Shouldn't be too hard. And I'm just going to get this out of the way right now to explain my playstyle for this sector. You're going to be seeing a lot of the lower level weapons, such as the rockets, the hyper pulse, the buster gun, the shock gun, splitter gun. Except for this little use of the MPFB right here. This is because the supercharge involves fighting the boss of the sector in a specific way. And with this, we're going to need a lot of ammo. Like, I'm talking, I'm not going to use the CFIS or the Velocithor at all this sector. Well, except for one situation, but we'll see that later. We're also going to be upgrading some of the forgotten stats, such as Assimilate and Attack. But, again, more on that later. Happily, this will, the pacing of the sector won't slow down at all, because as our attack increases, the damage from our weapons will increase, so it'll kind of stay the same. So that's a good thing. Gotta hoard all the ammo I can. I'm just gonna drop down here, take out all these guys with one rocket. I love explosive weapons. A little shortcut right here. And down here, we got a new enemy. And he's gone. So, that is a Kamado beast. I think lore-wise, they're Kamados who were given too much, like, enhancement drugs, and they went a little insane. So instead they kind of modified their bodies in order to still be practical in a fight. Gameplay wise, they see their targets and they run at them. They do not take armor damage, nor do armor damage by touching somebody. Instead, it's like being hit by a melee attack and you take 1 point of HP damage. They can kind of steamroll groups of people that way. However, they only have 1 health, so they can be taken out pretty easily from a distance. Also, they explode when they die. So, if they're right in your face and you shoot them, you're probably going to get hit, one way or another. Also, their death animation, and the effect, in essence, is a shock splitter bullet, so you'll take 2 HP of damage. Sometimes it's better to get hit by them than to take the shock splitter to the face. Now, walking up right here, I'm going to upgrade my Assimilate twice. More on that in a second. I'm missing a tier 2 weapon, and I really need to rectify that after I open up this crate. So, by combining our pulse gun and our shock splitter, God, it's hard remembering all the names, we get the plasma cannon. You may have seen this before, used by enemies, but pretty much it's a big column of red light energy junk. I think it does about 4 HP of damage, and in essence it's really good. You're using 2 shock splitter ammo to use it, and it's piercing, so it's kind of better than a shock splitter. But that's just my opinion. We also picked up our second armor upgrade there. We now only take 2/3 the armor damage. That's a handy little upgrade. And time to move up to the Kamado ship. One thing to note, whenever you see this blue kind of technical stuff, this is Kamado technology. We actually saw this back in Sector 5, I want to say. The area where the shock splitter was. Now, let me talk about a Simulate for a little bit while I'm getting beat up here. By the way, that right there, that was the plasma cannon that the enemy shot. So the way a Simulate works is for every point you have, you can carry 10 ammo. So now that I have 3 Assimilate, I can carry 30 ammo of each kind. It's quite handy. Sometimes upgrading a Assimilate is better than upgrading your attack. Other times not so much. You actually kind of want to have a balance between the two. Another note is that whenever you upgrade a Simulate, you upgrade your capability of healing armor. What this means is, you can actually see it right there. For every point of Assimilate, you recover 3% of your armor from any kind of armor healing pickup. Aside from a health pickup at full health, that will still always fill your armor up all the way. So now, nano, health, and armor pickups all heal me for 30% of my armor. It's kinda handy. Also right there you'll see a really interesting trick that I've learned, where if you have just enough strength to kick somebody, you can actually kick him, and because of the way that his arc goes after you kick him, you can, and if you shoot a rocket right afterwards, you can hit him right away. So it's kind of like this nice little kind of kick, shoot thing. Some sort of like Fox rocket jump for your enemy. I don't know, I like it. And here I decided to use the Buster Gun because people were saying that it's pretty good. And, you know, I have to say, with some attack up, it actually does take out some assassins pretty fast. I don't know, I hate that ammo consumption. But I guess with more Simulate, you can kind of balance out how much ammo it uses. I guess that was my big downfall. But, you know, I like armor weapons. Or HP dealing weapons. It seems so much better. Also, I learned something right here about the Hyper Pulse. It will knock enemies back if your strength is high enough to kick them. I've never noticed that before. It pretty much just acts like a kick. It breaks down doors and knocks people back. But I think it's handier that when it doesn't stun the person, or it doesn't kick them back, it just stuns them. But that's just me. I'm just gonna hoard all of this CFIS ammo. We're gonna need it, let me tell you. Now we haven't gotten any of the collectibles yet, but right up here is the poster. And the way you get it is use the Hyper Pulse to break this door down, switch to the nuke, and use the knockback from the nuke to knock yourself over the hole. Real nice and easy. Of course, you might kill somebody with that, so you might not be able to get on a pacifist run. And spoilers, this is an odd sector. There is a boss, and the posters of the boss. We've come to expect that at this point. I've already told you there was a boss, so... infinite ammo. I know just what to use this with. Yes. Oh, if only I could do this forever. Jumps right into it. Oh, wait, right. The Phantom Hammer. We should probably take care of that too. And we're done here. But you know, should probably take out this assassin. Oops. And I just kind of, just like, oh yeah, just keep walking towards them, that'll work. Now, I think the lesser assassins, or I'll actually have to experiment, maybe go back with, no way, I don't think you have a CFIS at that point. I wonder if you can hit, well, you can hit assassins with the Velocithor. That's what I'm trying to get at here. What if you can do it with the pulse cannon? Oh, here you see a neat trick. If you juggle somebody after they're dead, they drop nano. It's only the little 2 nanos, so I don't know how worth it is, but it's still nice. And you can always use that nano for armor regeneration, so... And, yes, EG, that's why you never shoot a spread rocket at a Berserker. Yeah, let's just get out of here. We've hit the max level at this point, there's no reason for us to stick around. Except then one chases us down. And I was expecting it that time. You know, I haven't shown off the splitter gun enough. I really gotta use that weapon more, but just... I go back to it again. Just... like HP damaging weapons more. You just usually have a better feel behind them too. The MPFB, I just love that. Just like... it's so good it knocks you back. And then the Velocithor, oh my god. So, as EG and Dan said, we finished the mission for this sector. We've taken out the Phantom Hammer, but really, how much time does that buy us? Only a couple of hours, maybe? Maybe only one sector? I don't know. But anyway, if you jump up right here, we have the ribbon. No special tricks this time, it's just right there. And so that's it for the in-level collectibles. Really, all that's left is the one from the boss. And you're going to see me not really fight too much more the rest of the sector, as he says as he kicks somebody. Again, I need all the ammo I can get for this boss, so we're going to not really waste too much of it. Then again, the Hyper Pulse doesn't do any damage to the boss. Whoops! Probably shouldn't just stand there. There we go. I don't know if that actually does more damage since I've upped the attack. Oh, we'll just leave this fight. Oh god. Oh, what the? Holy crap. Man, I wish I wasn't max level right now. Maybe I'll be able to reproduce that pacifist run. Anyway, let's kick down this door right here and get some extra MPFB ammo. And right up this elevator is the boss. I'm so excited. So meet the Kamado Sentinel Proxima. So let me go over what the supercharge is. You'll see on the bottom and the left, the bottom left and the bottom right, I mean, there's these electrical wire things. Now, the gimmick of the Proxima fight is that he has very high armor and a lot of health. In fact, the only thing that hurts him are HP damaging weapons and the Velocithor, because the Velocithor will pierce armor. However, if you kick him into those electric things, you do a lot of damage to him. The supercharge is beating him without kicking him into those. It takes a little bit, a lot of assimilate, and a lot of attack. Now, one other thing that you're probably noticing by this point, there's a lot of slowdown. And frankly, I can't do anything about that. That's all just how EG was made. More into that, EG doesn't so much use sprites. Also, this is the Velocithor using the nuke. You want to jump right down here, or not the Velocithor, the Proxima using the nuke. You want to jump down here and use your Velocithor. You can unload the entire clip of Velocithor off him while he's charging his nuke. Back to what I was saying though about the slowdown. EG doesn't use sprites so much. What Daniel Raymer did was he uses a lot of polygons, shapes, and lines, just drawn in different weird ways. For instance, the electricity all there, that's not sprites, those are lines. All the effects from explosions and what have you, those are shapes, they aren't lines. Like the cartridges falling down, those are little polygons that are just bouncing around and rotating. This was all well and good on Windows XP. The game ran completely fine, didn't matter what your system requirements were. However, when they made Windows 7 and Windows Vista, well, when they made Vista and then upgraded to 7, they changed something in the operating system, and now operating systems don't really like how GameMaker does that with the shapes. And this causes massive slowdown when there's a lot of these shapes on there. You might have seen this before, like when I defeated Asha by using the nuke. And frankly, whenever I use the nuke, because of the little particle effects that show up. But the interesting thing is there's no way to fix this. Well, maybe by remaking the game, but in your actual operating system, no way. Now, a bit of how I actually get the thing, the supercharge, some little strategies. You have to realize knockback is a major issue. For instance, using the pulse cannon here, when he's on the ground, you have to keep jumping back and forth over him, or else you'll push him into the electricity. I tend to use the MPFB when he's flying around, because it does slightly more damage, I think, than the pulse cannon, and you don't run the risk of knocking him into the electricity. In fact, you generally just want to fight on the second and third tiers of this arena. Once again, when he drops to the ground and use the nuke the first time, unload on him with your Velocithor. You want to have at least 3 assimilation, and at least 3 health. If you don't have 3 health, you can't withstand his nuke. I took 4, just so you know I would have some like leverage. Also, if he ever goes into his chasing state, which he has the 2 yellow lines, it's really good to use the pulse cannon because it recharges really quickly. But that's it. Just keep firing at him when he's flying around, and make sure you had that Velocithor because it does about a whole health bar of damage. It does pay to be prepared, EG. So that's it for Sector 7. We're moving on to Sector 8. We gotta try and find some way to stop the Kamado from destroying the planetary generator. We also gotta track down Tor. But that's for another time. So this has been Let's Play EG, and I'll see you over in Sector 8.